Hello and welcome to the University of Sussex Open Day for Product Design. My name's Claire Harris.
And I'm Giovanni.
Hello, and as I said before we move on and tell you a little bit more about the product design course, this is a live event, so if you'd like to send in some questions, just use the number at the bottom of your screens and we look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so one of the questions we get asked the most is, what is a product designer? Well, product design itself is the process of creating a product or a system that combines the needs of the user, industry, the environment and society. So it designs the whole process, and we use things like technology, we use human factors and ergonomics, we use sustainable design, we use business, and of course we use creativity. And you'll be doing all of this under the umbrella design thinking. So despite being called design thinking, it's very much a hands-on, practical way of first understanding an idea and then finding a creative solution for it. So at Sussex, you'll be taking a holistic overview to product design. You'll look at human needs. How do we interact with a product or a system for that matter? How will it be manufactured? What makes it sustainable? How will your product be of benefit to the society or the environment? Because at Sussex, you'll be learning about the circular economy principles. So as a product designer, it's no longer okay to design products that in theory can be recycled. We don't want your products to end up in the landfill. So we need your designs to be regenerative by design and not destructive. And you'll do all this being helped along the way by a dedicated team of product design tutors from diverse backgrounds, from engineering, product design and informatics, with specialist areas in information design, interaction design, industrial design, prototyping and automobile design, and of course sustainable design. And having such a broad knowledge base really helps us to reach out to industry and work closely with them on live briefs. So these are real problems that are knocking about in industry that they want our students to solve. And this is good in two ways. One, our students get to expand their portfolios, but two, they get to gain real world experience and feedback from industry experts. So year one is very much about learning the core product design skills. You'll learn drawing for design, you'll learn prototyping, you'll learn materials and processes, you'll learn applied technology. You'll learn about the arts, you'll learn how to sketch and draw your ideas, you'll learn how to lay out, you'll learn graphic design, and you'll also learn CAD and 3D rendering. You'll learn existing technologies such as prototyping technologies, as well as looking at emerging technologies, and then looking at the opportunities these emerging technologies can create for graduates today. You'll be employing engineering principles to your design decisions. You'll look at manufacturing, you'll look at assembly, you'll look at materials, but you'd also look at the end of life cycle. You'll also learn the sciences that enable you to become the next generation of multidisciplinary makers and creative practitioners. We'll teach you valuable communication skills, so whether that's conveying your ideas to potential clients or manufacturers or even fellow designers, we'll teach you how to reach a wider audience. Our BSc in Product Design is also accredited by the Institute of Engineering Designers. So you'll be a member of that right the way from the day you start with us until the day you leave. I'm just going to hand over to Gio now.
Sure. Well, thank you, Claire. In your second year, you are going to have the opportunity to build upon the skills that you developed in your year one, and also to apply those skills in a number of different design projects. Those projects are usually going to be part of the modules that you are going to be taking. So here's a list of some of the year two modules, and as you can see, it includes things like design for manufacture, design techniques, human factors, interaction methods, managerial skills, and toy and game design. So let's go through some of these in a bit more detail. In human factors, you're going to learn how to design products that are not just comfortable and pleasurable to use, but also inclusive. So you will learn not just about the physical side of the subject with things like ergonomics and anthropometrics and the limitations of the human body, but also about the more psychological side of the subject with things like user behavior. So in game design, as the name suggests, you will be designing a toy or a game, and it's a module that tends to happen in collaboration with an industrial partner. So chances are that you are going to be working on a live design brief. You may also have the opportunity to participate in a design competition in which historically our students have done really well. Design for industry is another module that tends to happen in collaboration with an industrial partner. So in this case, for example, the students work with Lush Cosmetics to design a packaging that not only delivers value but also reduces waste.
Interaction methods.
In interaction methods, you will learn about the relationship between the product and the user. So you will learn how to make the most of this relationship, particularly nowadays that there are so many electronic products on the market. It is important that you learn how to design products that are, well, easy to deal with. By the end of your second year, you will have the opportunity to go on an industrial placement. This will be a great opportunity for you to further develop your CV and also to enhance your chances of landing a good job upon completion of your studies. The Careers and Employability Center runs workshops throughout the year where they will help you to develop your application materials such as CV and cover letter. And they also have a portfolio of companies that you can apply to. And needless to say that you can also find your own company if you have your own interests. And you will also be assigned a placement tutor who is going to look over you throughout your placement year to ensure that you are not only safe but also that you are getting the most out of it. All of the industrial placements are paid. These are some of the most recent placements that we've had, and as you can see, there's well-established companies there like Rolls-Royce, IBM, Black & Decker, and some other smaller companies within the area. But like I said, there is always a possibility for you to find your own placement. So I'll hand it back to Claire, who's going to tell you a bit more about your third year.
Okay, thank you very much. But before we do that, we've got a couple of questions that have come in already.
Excellent.
This one's for you, I think. What
Okay.
materials do you tend to use throughout the course?
Well, we use a variety of materials. So for example, different kinds of materials for model making, such as foam, plaster, wood, Ren. We also use a variety of laminate materials like polycarbonate, acrylic, MDF, and we have a really well-furnished workshop for rapid prototyping where we have CNC milling machines, laser cutters, 3D printers, and so forth. So.
Okay, great. And I've got another question. I think I can answer this. What software do you use? Well, the main software that we use for 3D work is mostly SolidWorks. That's an industry standard software for 3D works and 3D rendering. And we also use the Adobe Suite. So that's not just the typical InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop. You get to use the whole of the Adobe Suite, and you can download both of those on your personal computers as well. Okay, so on with the third year. So the third year is very much about getting you ready for industry and working towards your final major project. So the final major project takes up the bulk of your final year, and it could be based on a set brief that you've picked, or it could be something that you want to develop earlier, or you've developed earlier that you want to take further into kind of a product. This results in a live show. So there's a public-facing show, and we're just going to have a quick look at that now.
The product design show here today is a showcase of all the final year's work. It's a culmination of the work that we've done in this past year, and it gives people an opportunity, the public and any media or press that might want to come as well, to see our product from the design concept all the way to the final prototype. So my product here today is utilising the colour cosmetics to use them as a pigment. So items that are dropped, broken and discontinued in stores are no longer able to be sold on shop floors. I wanted to utilise that part and find the value in it and by using circular economy principles, I've managed to use this as a pigment and bind it with artist mediums such as gum arabic to create a functional watercolour paint and have it in a travel set for people who would want to paint on the go or have an addition to their existing set of watercolours. The highlight of the course is definitely the design show. It's being able to see the 4 years worth of work come together, being able to collaborate with your peers, your colleagues, and also the lecturers and the supervisors, and being able to design the posters ourselves, organise the venue. I created the website myself. It's just a great way to see everything come together in a really respectable and professional way.
So to see some more recent examples of the student work, please go and visit our Behance site. There's a link from our website, the product design website. Okay, so at the end of your degree, at the end of your time with us, you'll have a chance to join over 3,000 graduates at a big show in London called New Designers. So this attracts an awful lot of interest from industry, wanting to spot talent and give out prizes for the designs that they like the most. So our students tend to do very well at this show and come away with quite a few prizes, as you can see. But this isn't the only prize that Lucy won for her invention, Marinatex. She also won the James Dyson Award, both the national and the international awards. So just to put that into some sort of context, that competition is open to over 27 countries from every student from product design courses, engineering and industrial design courses from the past 4 years. So it's an amazing achievement. Check out Lucy's achievement on our website as well. So having such a broad range of skills in terms of a focus on product design, systems and environment, combined with creative problem-solving skills, it makes you very attractive to all areas of design. So recent graduates have worked in interaction design, sustainable design, prototyping design, inclusive design, product design, all areas of design. And to give you kind of an overview of what your skill sets you'll be learning, here's a visual breakdown of the 3 years. So you can see you can divide it into design skills, engineering, communication, and the sciences. And again, here's an overview of the modes of assessment. So as you can see, you'll be mostly assessed by coursework, with just a few examinations, but mostly coursework. So what are we looking for? Well, if you want to help shift society towards a more sustainable future, if you want to work in a friendly and inclusive environment, if you want to work on real-world problems and make a difference, then we want to hear from you. Gio.
Mm-hmm. Well, and how about the entry requirements? Well, our standard offer is ABB, BBB. However, you are always encouraged to get in touch with admissions if you are interested in our program. I am personally the admissions tutor, and we usually request a portfolio. So we'll go through your portfolio, and if you have, if we think that you have potential, we can always make a contextual offer based on your portfolio. So that contextual offer would be BBC, BCC.
Just got a couple more questions, Gio, flying in now. Do we have access to 3D printers on the course?
Oh, absolutely. We have high-resolution 3D printers and lower-resolution 3D printers. We have two sort of like bigger 3D printers in the workshop that have a bigger envelope where you can print bigger models. And we also have, I believe, 3 or 4 MakerBots in a state-of-the-art space that we have here on campus that are also available.
Great, thank you. And I'll answer this one. How many students do we have each year on our product design course? Well, each year we roughly have about 30 students. It's a small cohort, friendly cohort. In fact, if you want to see a few of them now, you could maybe have a look at our Instagram. If you like us, we promise to like you back. Yes, so about 30 students. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Just a reminder that we'll be holding an open Zoom session on later today at 12:30. So Gian and I we've got to run upstairs so we can see you there at 12:30, and don't forget to tune in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.